What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. Today, if you're a new painter like me, I struggle with being intimidated by models, specifically important models to my army. Models of greater size and greater importance that you know have to stand out from the army kind of intimidate me a little bit, especially being a new painter. I'm worried that my skill level is not where it needs to be to paint these models. But this episode is all about how to not be bullied by your models. And how would we accomplish that? And now that that's out of the way, let's paint this model. Now, looking over this model, it has a lot of detail, which for new painters is a big yikes. But the part that stuck out to me the most was the cape. I loved the cape at the time. So, break the model down into parts. Start with the part you like the most. Then we'll move on. And now it's time to move on and base coat the rest of the cloth on the model, and in true Dark Angel fashion, it shall be bone colored. Now we're going to move on to base coating the armor in the Caliban green. Hold it right there, sir. Whoa! That paint looks way too thin! Explain yourself! Okay. Well, first of all, it's very thin because this is a resin cast model. So, unlike GW's plastic models, it didn't come with a whole lot of sub-assembly. So, a lot of these parts are just hard to reach, period. Also, I primed it white because I'm too lazy to go get black primer, so anything I miss would show, and I need it to run in all the places I can't reach. Priming in white was a huge mistake. This literally took like 37 base coats. Well, thank God that's over. At least now we can go on to something more enjoyable, like blocking in shadows and highlights on this weirdly shaped cape. Now, while I am dry brushing here, and I'm doing it with white, I'm doing it from the angle that my light source is coming, which is over that shoulder with the weird-ass wing thing on it, but I'm brushing in that direction to see where my final and sharpest highlights are going to land. Alright, now it's time to move on to base coating the face. We're going to start with several super thin layers of Bugman's Glow, and as we highlight up, we're going to mix in a little bit of Kislev flesh and Rakath flesh, or Rakarth flesh, Rakath, who fucking names these paints? And now we're going to base coat all the brown bits, like the gun holster and the little strappy strap on the end of the big hammer, in Mornfang brown. Now there are, of course, a couple of things that you can do while your paint dries. One, you can watch it. Two, you can employ other drying methods. Or three, you can just paint another part of the model while you wait for that part to dry. So, while the leather straps and the gun holster dry, we're going back to this beautiful man's face! Now, while I did not record it, because I'm bad at this, I will let you know that the reason that everything looks darker is because it is. I washed the cape and the other clothy bits in Agrax Earthshade, and I washed the head in, like, Gilliman Flesh or something like that. So you gotta wash too. But now, it's time to start basing all of our metallics. And because I never have a plan when I start painting, I'm going to go ahead and base coat the Aquila, which is the same bone color as the cloth that has already been shaded. Could have killed 2 birds with 1 stone. No birds were actually harmed, FYI. Now, should I have painted the Aquila with the what the fuck are they called? The cloth bits. Should I have painted all of that together and shaded it all at once since it's the same color? Yes! Yes, I should have. Should I have painted the ropes while I was painting the other brown things? Yes! Where's the fun in that? Where's the adventure? Liven up! And fitting right in with my paint style, we're going to paint the hammer gray and then go back to the bone color. Of course we are. Okay, so as far as painting the face goes, just mix in lighter colors of the skin tone. Mix in lighter colors of the skin tone and build up the highlights. I plan to make a video later on how I paint faces, but I'm just going to skim over it in this. So all joking and all kidding aside, I'm going to do some quick highlights on this model. I'm not going to go over how I'm highlighting or anything like that or what the process is. I'm just going to do a quick dirty overview of the highlights because this video is not about highlights. Yes, this is a painting video, but this is a painting video about not being afraid of miniatures that are overly complex or overly large as a new painter. I will do full-on painting videos, just not now. So I do want to tell you guys about this though. So I'm not great at painting gems, and I've been trying to find a cheatsy little way to paint the gems. If you mix Grey Knight Steel with a little bit of the color of your choice, it comes out super vibrant, but also has the flakes in it which make it shiny metallic, and it actually does a really good job at painting gems. Hello! I just wanted to pop in to let you know that this, through the magic of where am I at? This painting, from the magic of movie editing, looks so simple. It looks way easier to wet blend than it is. As a new painter, wet blending is a fantastic tool, but it is an unnecessary tool until you learn the basics. So here's what I have learned as far as wet blending for myself so far. One is that you, or most importantly, not even one, let your paint dry. Let the layers dry. Put paint down, do your blends, and let it dry. It's gonna look like crap. I promise you, the first couple of times you do it, it's gonna look like crap. Put another layer on and blend that layer, and you will eventually get a creamy, smooth transition. But if you try to work the paint too much, acrylic paint dries very fast, and then all you're going to be doing is scraping paint up, and it just looks awful, and you're just taking steps backwards. Patience is key when wet blending. So, real quick, if you made it to this far in the video, thank you so much. Drop us a like if you had any fun whatsoever. Secondly, this is our next little guy here, another Masters of the Chapter model, but he is not going to be a Dark Angel. Comment down below and let me know what chapter you would like to see this guy hail from. Thank you guys so much.